I don't know how well the Valis series overall is remembered in 2018. Even at the time, it wasn't that popular, but there were two big things in sort of the early 90s that I was both fascinated by and didn't have a lot of direct experience with, which was the CD-ROM format, which was emerging, and anime. Of course, both were fairly expensive and obscure. So I was therefore quite intrigued by the CD-ROM attachment for the TurboGrafx, which I'd started to hear about in the gaming magazines that I started reading at the time. And Valis 2 was one of those titles that caught my attention because it sort of encompassed both of those things. Now, in terms of the story of what Valis is, you might naturally think it's something like Sailor Moon, and that would make sense. But for me, I was more thinking in terms of something like Silent Mobius, where you had a team of female agents doing battle with demons, and it was sort of a trope at the time, and a lot of what I knew about anime then sort of came by way of Superfly magazine in a lot of ways. So having something like Valis 2 was a way to sort of directly engage with something I was only really reading about. That was actually the first game I bought when I did get my Turbo CD player, for better or worse. As an action game, it has a lot in common with the Castlevania series. It sort of has that sort of gameplay, but it doesn't quite reach those heights in terms of game design, but the presentation was fantastic. This was very much the height of Telenet and Renovation, who were very prolific on the Sega Genesis, it seemed like. Naturally, after Valis 2, I got the two Valis games on the Sega, and then a bit later, TTI put out the CD-ROM version of Valis 3 that really expanded the game, although at the expense of the parallax scrolling. And eventually I even went and got the import version of the Super CD of the original Valis, the remake. I don't know if I have a good explanation why for my enthusiasm of the series. It did sort of hint at some dark themes, and I think I sort of mentally filled in some of the gaps in the story myself, which was kind of fun in a way. And the gameplay overall tended to be solid enough for me to never really regret my purchases. But I never really knew much about where the series started from. So it was fun to sort of find the original game on the Famicom. Although what I didn't know originally was an MSX game that got ported. And that's sort of an important thing to think about, because we'll put into the story, into the game right now, I think, just to show you exactly what I mean by that and why its roots as a computer game sort of matter. So let's do that right now. All right, here we are, Valis, the fantastic soldier. It's a bit of a weird translation error. The word fantastic we think of meaning, great or good or whatever, but the thing about the classical meaning of the word fantastic has more to do like with the spiritual or the weird, that kind of, the fantastic world. So that's sort of an honest translation error. So let's get going here. There's very short cut scenes on the Famicom, obviously. The only line here is, sword. And off we go. Now I'm going to try and do this really quickly to get to the map, and then I'll explain sort of what's going on here and why I'm not just moving from left to right. The classical Valis games were kind of like a Castlevania-style action platformer, and this is too, but there's a little bit more going on. Whoops, no, don't be silly. Okay, there we go. I'm getting too anxious. Oh, I took a hit. That's okay. I can get healed up right here. Brink. Father Jack Hackett must live here. All right. Let's keep it going. Almost to the map. Good stuff. Telnet. Okay, now we got the map. And, okay, so I'll explain what's going on here. So each level, each stage is basically like this. It's not just a left to right scroll. It's not just a vertical scroll. You're dealing with multiple routes with intersections and curves, and unfortunately no compass to work with. So the usefulness of the map is a little bit dubious, not even with no landmarks. But I know where to go. My first goal now is to take out the two mini bosses, and then I can take out the main boss, and then I can go on to the fantasy world. So let's just get that done now. Just gonna try and play this nice and careful. Oop, yeah, don't get too ahead of myself. Good, good. I'll probably take a hit here, and that's okay. Just as long as I get into the proper rhythm with this boss, it's easy peasy. He's got a really simple pattern. Yeah, this is good stuff. Should be no problem. My last two practice runs were not great, but I know I can do it, so I'm not too worried. take a lot of hits. That's okay, good. That's one down. Now take out your buddy, take out your friend. If I can get into real trouble, I can go visit Garfield for a full health pickup, but I don't think I'll have to do that. So I think we'll skip seeing Garfield on this run. Come on, go down already. Bullet sponges, I tell you. There we go. Okay, good stuff. I only took one hit. That's really, it's really good. Okay. And even if I take a hit, there's a place to heal up before I get to the main boss anyway, so I'm not too worried. Okay, back on the main road. And now my next goal. Well, there's a pickup here. The boomerang's kind of useless. That's whatever. I don't care about the boomerang. What I really want are the bombs, and that's a little bit up ahead. So I'm going to try and just play it carefully, play it smart. I don't need to rush too much. I'm making good time. Your character has a bit of inertia, which is a pain. Like if you're running, you can't come to a full stop immediately. Okay, so here we go. I can get 3 bombs. Yeah, better be careful here. I get 1 more bomb. Okay, we're good to go. The boss should go down pretty easily now. I'm going to quickly heal up. 1 more drink. And now let's go to the main boss stage. The first thing to watch out for are the jellies. And now he's going to come out to the right. And okay, you took a hit on me, that's okay. Get the bomb equipped. Wait for him to turn. Oh, I wish I'd done a little bit better there. Oh no, I don't know if he recharges his health when he does that. That's the biggest pain in the arse. Okay, I'm not doing too well here. Oh, this sucks. Okay, it's still doable. I'm not worried. Oh, this sucks. Because the problem is I don't know if he goes off the screen like that and comes back, if his health comes back as well, because it always feels like it does, because it takes so long to take him down. Oh, I hope this isn't going to take too long. I hate these sort of... They're such bullet sponges, it is such a pain in the butt. I am hitting them though, right? I think, I hope. It sounds like I am, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to play it as carefully as I can. As long as he dies, it's fine. I just don't want to take 1 more hit. Sometimes those bombs really go for a really quick kill, but this time it just didn't work out for me. So I'm just going to try and play it safe. There we go. Now here what happens, theoretically I should be able to go to the right to the fountain, but there's a glitch in the game where I can't, so I have to go off the screen and come back again before I can go to the fountain. But at least it'll give me a chance to heal up, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to heal up right here. Or Father Jack Hackett. Sorry about the flashing, I do this really quickly, I probably should pay more attention to that for people with epilepsy. That's okay, I don't care if I take a hit. So thankfully the boss stays dead. Otherwise I'd be a real pain. And here's our fountain. And this is our gateway to the world of fantasy. And I don't know what the story is at this point. I guess I can play the Genesis version and I remember how that goes, but and here we are. I transformed into the Valis warrior. That's the end. I don't know. How did she not fall over leaning forward like that? But I like this look. It's not, you know, it's not the metal bikini look. That's it's a little bit more smarter. Oh, here's the fantasy world. Looks a bit like the City of Gold from Spelunky or something. And now check this out. Sword upgrade. Now we're smoking dudes. And at this point, it's the same thing again. I don't have the map for this stage. I don't even know where it is. You've probably seen now about as much of this game as I have. So this is probably a good time to call it. And yeah, so that's Valis Phantasm Warrior. Let's bounce out of this and send you home. Thanks for watching so far. Right, so it was Valis Phantasm Soldier. I'm really glad I made it to past the first boss. Doing this series is fun because when I first get these games a lot of time, I don't necessarily put a lot of time into them. If I sort of bounce off them, they seem really hard or hard to understand. So doing these videos sort of encourages me to really dig in a little bit deeper and actually learn how to play these games. And so learning to play the first Valis was actually kind of fun for me. It's almost Kasoga. I mean, it's got some of those elements, but it's actually neat. I appreciate getting a chance to really play it for this. And hope you enjoyed watching it. I don't know how exciting it was, but thanks very much for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you out next time.